Yes, guys, we are live. Welcome to the January Teacher YouTube show. Hello on the last Sunday before FPL. We are counting down the days to the game week 1 deadline. Thank you to everyone watching on catch up. Thank you for those that are joining right here, right now for the live. In today's show, we are going to be talking about all the major teams, like the popular FPL teams, and we're going to give a full preseason report on those teams. So I'm going to go through the players I like from all those teams. I'm going to touch on some of the goal contributions from those players and minutes, most importantly, from those players pre-season. So, of course, we're going to talk about City and Liverpool and Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Brighton, the most relevant FPL teams we're going to be covering, what they did in pre-season, how they performed, who we like. You guys that are watching live are going to contribute to this as well. We're also going to react to today's games because Liverpool played and Arsenal played, Palace and Chelsea, of course, as well. So loads happening and reasons to watch today's show. Thank you so much for joining. Where do we start? Well, look, let's start with just saying hello to a few of you, shall we? First up, I'm going to kick off with Nathan. You have become a member today before we even went live. Thank you so much, Nathan. I just need your mobile number to add you to the WhatsApp group. So think about how you can get that to me. Like if you're on Instagram, you can DM me or you can tweet me, whatever. If you tweet me, I can then follow you and you can DM me there too. Cam is with us in the house. Hey, Cam. Hey, good to see Luke, I'm not allowed a membership, so can I be a moderator? Yeah, Luke, you can definitely be a mod. You are one of the tried and tested. I would love you to be a mod. Let me see if now I do want to get on with that pre-season report because we've got a lot to get through. We've got a lot to get through. Of course, it's a ton of reaction as well. So let me try and multitask here. How can I find Luke? Luke, where are you? Add as a moderator. There you go, Luke. You're now a mod. Wicked. Right, where are we? Andrew's here. Yeah, Palace currently, as we record this, it's half time, 0-0. Maliki, like and subscribe. Yeah, good stuff. CH is in the building. Hello, Cam. Lalex, hello. Afternoon, Freddie as well. Jackson says, man, I really want Jota in my team. I think Slot rates him heavily. Also, think Martinelli is a bounce back year. Look, we're going to discuss both those players because we absolutely have to. And if you've been watching this channel, you know I'm big on both Martinelli and Jota. Jammer's with us. Hey, Jammer. Palace are now 1-0 down. Yeah. Right. Should we kick off then? Should we kick off? Thank you guys, by the way, for all joining. Where shall we start? Let's have a look. Let me sort my screens out. I do this all on one small MacBook, by the way, guys. So that's why it's often a bit clunky, a bit messy. So look, I tweeted this morning that I was going to do a pre-season report, and I touched on a few teams in these tweets. So look, let's go through them. I do want to turn our attention massively to Jota and Liverpool in a minute. But first, let's start with City because yesterday saw Bobb really, really good. We saw Bobb absolutely nail that right-hand side. Now, Bernardo Silva and Foden affect Bobb moving forward. But for game week 1, and probably if he plays well, 2, 3, 4, if he plays well, he stays in the team, I think. He's looked electric pre-season. It's worth noting, Bobb's had like 2 goals, 3 assists in pre-season. Haaland's had 5 goals. The 2 of them combined. There were 2 Norwegians, by the way, these 2. One other note from yesterday was on Saturday, the Community Shield. Gvardiol definitely doesn't bomb on when he's got Rico Lewis playing right back because Rico Lewis inverts. Also, when you've got someone like Doku in front of you hugging that touchline, it's harder for Gvardiol to be wide. So, yeah, an interesting one there. An interesting one for sure. Guys, by the way, if you're just joining, do hit those buttons. I would love you to subscribe to the channel today. Just because it's pre-season, it's a really good opportunity to support the channel by hitting that subscribe and like button. So look, Man City, what about some of the others though? Newcastle, how do you all feel about a Newcastle defender? Because Livramento and Hall, I think, are the best options because if they sign a centre-back, Burn could make way. Now, Burn can play left-back, of course. I think Lewis Hall has played his way in. Brilliant at the end of last season. Brilliant in pre-season. He's had 2 assists and a goal in pre-season, by the way. Lewis Hall is in my team. Jacob Murphy's been the standout pre-season player. 3 assists in that and 5 goals. surely is a transfer out waiting to happen, though. It's Jake. Murphy's been in the squad for a long time. Gordon is ready to go. He played 45 minutes. He'll start game week 1. And Isak's also looking bright. He did miss a penalty, Isak, is worth noting. Thanks, Cam. Do get the like in early, yeah. Spurs. How do we feel about Spurs? Well, guys, I am going double Spurs attack. You're going to see this in my team selection video. Solanke and Son are in for me. Now, the Solanke quote from Ange is really interesting. He's pretty much indicated he'll start. He's pretty much said Solanke's ready to start game week 1. And remember, they don't play till the Monday night. That is massive for Solanke owners. Solanke at 7.5 is going to form a very template front line, which I think it's template for a reason. Haaland, Isak, Solanke. If you don't like that combination, then let me know why. Because of course, João Pedro, Muniz, they're options. Yeah, clean sheets don't look likely for Spurs though. I've seen quite a bit of them. Yeah, they're conceding goals for fun, and they always will do. Now, Taylor watched Spurs yesterday, a bit underwhelmed. What I'd say about that is they're playing Bayern Munich. They're going to be playing Leicester and Everton, and the opposition is so important. I think Spurs will start the season well, and I think they'll outscore. I think they'll just play to outscore. That's what Postecoglou does. You score 2, we'll score 3. So for me, Spurs are an absolute must to cover, even if you're just going with 1. Yeah, CH was on that front 3, I remember. Brighton, we do have to touch on. Minte is definitely the headline. He's looked so good for his 3 goals, 2 assists. He's a proper good finisher. He's proper fast. He plays on the right. This is a Brighton team that offers a bit of control too. They're going to keep clean sheets. Barco's a legit option. Welbeck looks good. João Pedro scored a banger yesterday. Yeah, I like Brighton very much in terms of covering them. Hello to everyone just joining. Freddie's with us. I've taken out Salah for Jota, got Bruno. Yeah, I mean, look what you can do if you don't. We're going to talk about Liverpool in a second, but look what you can do if Salah does come out. I'm not telling people to sell Salah. I'm just saying Jota's a great option. So maybe it's both. Maybe it's one or the other for many, though. So let's have a look at Aston Villa. The big headline from Villa, guys, this is huge. Ollie Watkins hasn't featured in pre-season. That's an injury. It has to be. So, look, Rodgers has played really well as a second striker. If Watkins isn't ready, you don't want him in your team. He's too expensive to have on the bench, 9 million. Bailey's had a couple of returns, but Villa have looked a bit rubbish. They've been losing all their games as well. Results don't matter too much, but you'd like to see your teams winning. Quansah is back and ready to go, a bit like Gordon. With all the England lads, you just want to see them get minutes. Trent had 74 minutes. Quansah had 62. Gordon 45. These guys are ready, right? These guys are ready. Yeah, Watkins has to be injured. So that's a good thing. If your players, even Gordon getting 45, I'm like, yeah, he's good to start game week 1 now. I think so. Guys, we'll do a poll about Diogo Jota, shall we? Because a lot of you in the chat are saying about buying Jota, which is awesome. I was kind of hoping I'd be one of the few that own Jota, though. Will Jota. Obviously, if you've seen his goal today, you're going to love it. Let us know. Will he be in your game week 1 team? He does have so many injuries, but when he's injured, guys, you sell him. That's what you get your transfer for, right? He's not injured till he's injured. We've spoken about Villa. We should move our attention to Chelsea, who, by the way, are currently playing. I should note Chelsea are in action as we speak now. They were 1-0 down to Inter Milan in the first half. It's still 1-0. As the goals go in, we'll keep you up to date. It's worth noting the Chelsea lineup. And Nkunku was benched. Don't worry about that. Sanchez, by the way, did start the game. Nkunku's played 3 sets of 90 pre-season, most minutes of all Chelsea players before this game. Nkunku's going to start the season absolutely fine. But Sanchez is the number 1 if you do want to go there for a 4.5. Personally, I don't see Chelsea as a team keeping many clean sheets at the minute. I really don't. So yeah, that's where we're at. In terms of Chelsea, Gusto does look good and he is inverting. And with Reece James now injured, whether he's right back or left back, expect to see Gusto in the team quite a bit. Just letting you know, is a natural right back, not left back. No, that's not true, Benji. Well, it might be true that he's natural right back. All I can tell you is in professional football, he's played way more at left back than right back because I looked on Transfer Market this morning. But yeah, he can definitely play right back and centre mid. So yeah, it's worth noting. We'll talk about Brighton in a sec. Final thought on Chelsea. Lavia makes them better. He's fit. Madueke's had a good pre-season. But now Pedro Neto's signed. You just can't go near a player like Madueke. Arsenal. Should we speak Arsenal? Wait, did we do Brighton? No, we did. Let me just touch on Brighton then, because Benji makes a good point. I mentioned Barco. Now, Barco is still the best 4 million. Like, if we're talking cheat code, I think the best 4 million option in the game. Like, he is a cheat code if he's starting, and he is going to start early. He's on set pieces. Yeah, there's a lot to like about Barco, but Brighton are being linked and have bid 25 million for a left back, Turkish left back, who Southampton and a few other clubs are in for as well. If Brighton land him, Barco's place is at risk, but you'd think he'd play right back. Although, look, Veltman's been playing very well at right back or right centre back. Guys, thanks for tuning in on this Sunday. If you're enjoying the stream, I'd love you to hit the like button, but also I know around 50% of you watching aren't currently subscribed. If you fancy changing that, and if you want to add to the chat as subscribers only, I would love you to click that subscribe button if you're enjoying the show. So thank you guys, as always, for your support. And yeah, maybe we can get to, I want to get to 20k subs. I don't know if we can make that happen today, but we can make that happen very soon, I hope. So thank you guys, as always, for supporting. Should we talk a little bit about Liverpool and Arsenal? Because those teams were in action on Sunday. Oh, what have I done? I've changed my layout. Hang on. Right. Well, okay. We'll get to Liverpool. But first, got to talk about Arsenal, haven't we? Guys, how many of you have an Arsenal attacker? Let me know in the chat what Arsenal attacker you're on. Because I reckon most watching, I reckon the majority watching don't have an Arsenal attacker. Love that. And Kunku just went close to bicycle kick. Thanks for the update, guys. Saka and Havertz, Saka, Cams on Odegaard. Okay, maybe this is time for a poll then, is it? Right, current poll running is Jota's going to be in 63% of teams. Wow. Of those watching. Let's have a look. Some of you are on no Arsenal. So a lot seem to be on Saka. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's do another poll. Oh, how do I do a poll? Oh, weird. Ah. Right, I got it back. Okay, start poll. Do you own an Arsenal attacker? Obviously, that's midfielder or forward. I'm not even going to say options. I'm just going to say yes, no. I was listing the options, but there's too many because I do think there's a bit few on Martinez. So let's just see first and foremost if you're on an Arsenal attacker. Do you own an Arsenal attacker? Yes or no? Now, fixtures 1 and 3, 2 very good home games, like 2 amazing home games. Like they're going to score goals. Wolves, Brighton, but, and I think it's a big but. Their 3 away games are tricky. And Saka's the best option, but he's the most expensive option, and he's a lot. It's a hard one. I would love a Saka. I'm going Son over Saka. Rightly or wrongly. Rightly or wrongly. At the moment, 60% of you are saying, yes, you'll own an Arsenal attacker. Let's see if that changes. Brandon's in the house. He's on Odegaard. Hey, Brandon, one of my Ultras members. Lean is also on Odegaard. Maybe all my channel members own Odegaard. That's really weird. Oh, no, Malachi's on Rice. Lalex is on no Arsenal player. And Nathan He's on none as well. Nathan, you're with me here. Guys, the starting 11 today could very easily be the starting. Yes, we're going to talk about Malachi. Yes, we're going to talk about in just a second. We're going to get to Liverpool. I know you're a fan, and I'm guessing you watched the game today. Arsenal. This could be the 11 that starts next week. This could be the 11 that starts game week 1. Martinelli is the toughest decision for me. He's 7 million, therefore amazing value if he's starting. But there's a world in which Trossard starts, and there's a world in which Gabby Jesus plays out on the left. And with that in mind, I'm just not so sure. Yeah, Ben White might not have been the best, but he can have a bad game. Brandon says, not enough budget to get Saka unless downgrading Rice. I'm on Saka and Malachi. Yeah, okay. So look, 57% of you currently are on Saka. I'm cool. Yeah, fine. He's going to get points. The problem for me with Arsenal is they don't have that clear talisman. When they score, there's a chance Saka's involved, but you wouldn't be surprised if it's Martinelli or Trossard or Havertz or Odegaard or Declan Rice. There's a good spread of points there at Arsenal in terms of goals. I know if I'm going Son and Spurs score, 40% of the time I'm getting rewarded, right? And that's probably what it comes down to for me. But look, we've spoken about Arsenal. 60% of you are going to go there. But 60% of you also are going to own Diogo Jota, which I find amazing. Because if I'd asked this question this time 6 hours ago, it would have been like 10%. That's crazy that one goal has changed that. Don't hate it. But also, I guess it's the minutes, right? Diogo Jota, 90 minutes for Liverpool today. So let's have a look. This is from One Football, just their lineup. But this is absolutely where they played. Now, you could argue it's kind of a 4-2-3-1. Like Szoboszlai doesn't play in the middle three. Szoboszlai is the number 10. So Szoboszlai's got that free role and he links to Jota, who is the 9. Salah and Diaz are both wide. Trent got on the ball a lot. 3 key passes. Trent looked very good and he got the assist for the worldy Jota goal. And boy, was it a worldy goal. If you've not seen it, I retweeted it earlier. Comes over from Trent in kind of that Trent half space position, deep cross position, over Jota's shoulder, tracks it, left foot volley, bang into the corner. So good. Over his body. The technique is insane to control that. That was Jota's, I think, only shot on target, and he buried it. But Jota the slotter, when Jota's on the pitch, he produces big, big points. Like he always has done. His goals and stats per 90 has always been very, very good. The key is, a bit like Martinelli, does he start? But for all those that are positive on Jota, don't let that turn you off. I don't think that should turn you off Salah. I don't. I like Mo Salah still. Like, just because Salah didn't score today, don't think that Salah's not a good option. You can still have Jota and Salah. If your team's Salah and you want to add Jota, then maybe do it. Maybe do it. FPL Chai is in the house. Chai, love that. Chai and I are going to be talking on this channel in a couple of days' time with his team, but also Chai and I are going to be speaking later for Chai's debut on Fantasy Football Scout. Go check that out, guys. 7 p.m. tonight, me and Chai will be chatting about his team on Fantasy Football Scout. Love that. Yeah, Núñez and Gakpo do start for Liverpool, is worth noting. And yeah, Mitchell playing as a wing-back for Palace is worth noting in a back 5. Let's just talk, though, about Liverpool, because I think Quansah is the best 4.5 option now. Guys, do we need to poll it? 55% of you are going for an Arsenal attacker, by the way. That's interesting. I'm not. Thoughts on Quansah? Thoughts on Quansah? Let me know in the chat what your thoughts on Quansah are. But let's just do a how many Liverpool players will you own question. Will you own 0? Will you own 1? Will you own 2? Or will you own 3? Guys, I'm going to own 3 Liverpool. I'm actually going to own 3 Liverpool. At the moment in my team, I have Trent, Quansah and Jota. Now, Malachi, what do you think? You're one of our Liverpool experts. And Malachi's in the house as well. Yeah. Chai is a football friend. Malachi, though, says, I think he has to start. Been outstanding. We're talking about Quansah here. Now, let me give you an update on Quansah. Quansah is better with his feet than Konate. Okay. And Arne Slot ball is all about control and possession early on. It's less end to end than what you'll see under Jurgen Klopp. It's a more controlled philosophy, right? He wants footballers that can pass out from the back. Now, Konate can do that, but Quansah does it better. Now, it was really telling today that Quansah partnered Van Dijk. That's a partnership they want to work on. This was Van Dijk's first preseason game. Now, if we go back to Liverpool's last preseason game, 6-7 days ago, Quansah and Konate both played. But what was interesting here, and both of them are right-sided centre-backs, Konate played left centre-back. Konate was given the Van Dijk role, and it was Quansah playing right centre-back. Now, we know it's right centre-back, which is a slot for grabs. So the fact that a week ago Quansah got it, I was like, oh, I think he's going to be first choice. Then you read more about how Slot plays, and you go, yeah, Quansah is going to be first choice. And then you see today that he started and played alongside Virgil. Quansah's first choice, guys. Now, I think that makes Quansah the best 4.5 defender in the game, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think it might do. Like, who are we comparing Quansah to in terms of clean sheet points, right? We're comparing him with Ezri Quansah. We're comparing him with Palace or Everton defenders. Good defences, Palace and Everton, not as good as Liverpool. When we look at the expected data from last season, the goals conceded, the best defence in the league is Arsenal, then it's Man City, then it's Liverpool. And actually, Palace and Everton are 4th and 5th. You don't get goal threat. I don't think you need it with Quansah. I think you're going to get a ton of clean sheets because the fixtures are outstanding to start the season. Will Quansah start? I think he will. Malachi says he's been outstanding in pre-season. Brandon's going for 2 Liverpool players. No, Darwin Núñez will not start the season game week 1. Quansah's been in my draft for 2 weeks, says Freddie. Love that. Early adopter. Good afternoon, G. First time catching live. Hey, Mackham. Good to see you. As we're speaking, Palace have equalised. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, Kamada with the goal. 5.5 option there. If Dean is in the house, I'm currently true. No, Dean and I present on a different channel, which isn't my channel. That is Chasing Green Arrows. We'll be back on Monday for that, me and Dean. This is my own channel, though, guys. Very different to Chasing Green Arrows, which isn't my own, which is a channel that I've worked with for years and love. Do check CGA out. But also, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, there's so much confusion. So I have to encourage you to do so. Please do hit that subscribe button right here, right now with that notification bell. You can also hit the like button, but this is my only YouTube channel. I've only had it a year, and some of you will be like, oh, I've seen this guy talk FPL before. For 5 years, I've done content on Fantasy Football Scout. For 5 years, I've done content with the Premier League. I've not had my own YouTube channel. This is the only place to get it. I was very slow setting up my own. And the truth was, I was petrified of the technology. So here I am right now on a laptop doing it through StreamYard, which most of the YouTubers all use OBS and it's way more professional. My StreamYard's a bit more of an idiot's guide. But yeah, if you fancy supporting me, you can do so by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you, guys. So look, where were we? We spoke Liverpool. And this is the big conundrum I've got in my team. As Mad says, it's Jota and then Eze or Gordon. Now, I'm going to be dropping a team selection video tomorrow, and I don't know what I'll end up on. I think at the moment, I'm team Gordon, right? But Eze allows me to have 2 4.5 keepers. Gordon only allows 1 4.5. That's a tough one, isn't it? That's a tough one. What do you guys think between Eze and Gordon? Maybe we should poll that. I'd really appreciate everyone's feedback on that. Like Eze versus Gordon is a bit of a battle. I think Gordon plays for a team that will score more goals early on. And by the way, in terms of Liverpool assets, 54% of you are going to have 2 Liverpool assets in your team. Only 19% will have 3 like me. So look, let's poll those midfielders, shall we? If you can only have one, you can only have one. Do you go Eze, who is 7.0, or do you go Gordon, who is 7.5? What do you fancy? What do you fancy? CH is in the house. Gordon all day, says Brandon. Yeah, I think Nigel's right. He doesn't have pens. he doesn't need to have pens. We shouldn't just pick penalty takers, should we? Gordon easily. Gordon for sure never gets injured. Eze gives you a keeper headache. He does. But Eze gives me better keepers. 2 4.5s. Wow. Love that league. Gordon for sure. Wow. Okay. I thought this was going to be quite split. But yeah, 50. Well, no, it is quite split, to be fair, in the voting. In the comments, Gordon absolutely wins. Come on, guys. Can someone give Eze some positive comments? Yeah, Eze, like Isak, will get injured. Yeah, Eze depends. Eze is a better asset, flat out talisman for the team. See, Freddie has got... Right, I can only have 2 of these because I've got on Kunku, who's not going anywhere. And I've got Bobb, who's not going anywhere. And I've got Son, who's not going anywhere. So I can only have 2 of these 3. Jota's in, and then it's one of the other 2. Brandon says, Gordon only blank once at home. Yeah, I mean, Brandon, you're right. At home, Gordon's unbelievable. It's a bit annoying. In the first 3, 2 are away. I think it's the first 5, 3 are away. But the home games, Spurs, who Newcastle score big against, and Southampton. Like, yeah, Eze doesn't dive. I don't care who dives. Who's the better FPL pick? Do you have Eze in your team? Is a very good poll idea, CH. Should we do that next? Guys, thanks for joining me on Sunday. As Nigel said, awesome having over 400 of you in. So much fun, guys. I really appreciate you joining. I'm going to whistle through my preseason roundup for those that have just joined in a minute. But let me continue with the polls. 52% of you are saying Gordon over Eze. It's a really close race, that. Really close race. Yeah. I guess I'm a bit surprised by that. Yeah, knowing the money, I don't know. Eze felt like a lot. If Eze goes and scores for Palace right now, and by the way, Eze is playing right now, he could very easily stick 10% on that. So look, is Eze in your team? Yes or no? Should probably be a poll, shouldn't it? I think we can do that. I think it's going to be... His ownership's 30%. Is it 30% on the stream, though? Sunday fun day with G. Maybe that should be my... Oh, we've got our first super chat. Oh, that is wicked. That is my first super chat all week. Thank you so much. Would you go for Quansah if you have Trent? Okay, spoiler alert, Turl. I have Trent and Quansah in my team. I'm going to be dropping a team selection video tomorrow. But this morning, I took Mikolenko out and put Quansah in. I just need to see the Quansah minutes, and he's getting them. Liverpool will keep a ton of clean sheets. So, yeah, you can definitely have both of them in. And Trent, by the way, the assist for Jota was lovely, but 3 key passes in the match. Trent's going to be gold. Mark's not owned Eze once. Nigel the Crab gets everywhere. That's brilliant. He's going to be at Fest on Friday as well. Guys, I'm not able to do a deadline stream. I'm gutted. First of the season, I can't do a deadline stream because I'm doing Fest, but I will drop my confirmed locked team selection on that Thursday night or Friday morning, and I am going to try and stream from Fest. It just won't be right up against the deadline. It'll be like 3 o'clock, deadline 6:30. Eze subbed off. He blanks. Eze blanks. Guys, 63% of you have Eze in your team. He's a good pick, man. He's a good pick. Let's just check out his minutes then. What minutes did he get today? Let's have a look. I'm just going to go on Palace's Twitter to double check this. So they've made loads of subs 8 minutes ago. Yeah, they made 6 subs, and they bought off Gahey, Edouard, Eze, Wharton, Hughes, Kamada, all planned subs. Yeah, I think it's probably around the 75th minute. Good outing though, Freze. You just want minutes at this stage. They've all got it. When we look at the England players returning, Gordon got 45. Eze's just got 75-ish. Trent got 75. Saka's had a couple of games back. Of course, Saka got more than the rest. Yeah, interesting that. It's not a straight comparison. Trent versus Eze for me, 7 minutes, no day. Yeah, absolutely Trent wins that. Malachi, Liverpool fan in Australia, one of my Ultras members says, so we're saying we could have 3 mids, and that's... Yeah, definitely, Malachi. You can have 4. Definitely 3, though. Gordon, Jota, and Kunku for me, and with no Eze. But I've got 3. I think a lot of teams will have 3. Thoughts on Solanke? Yeah, get my team. Oh, another super chat. Thank you, Super Duper. Oh, mate, that is very, very kind of you. I do like to think outside the box. I'm definitely not the best YouTuber, but I'll take that. In terms of outside the box thinking, I just try and give you, like, if you've been watching my preseason content, you'll know I'm big on players like Jota and Bobb. I said 2 weeks ago, Jota and Bobb might be in my team. Guys, the thumbnail for this stream that we're watching right here, right now, was made 2 days ago. Is Jota and Bobb in? Who are 2 players everyone's buying? Jota and Bobb. Now, that's not me as a genius FPL manager. That's just me going, I like players that no one else has got. And I like players a little bit different sometimes. And sometimes those players prove to be rubbish and I get stung in rank and it's terrible. And sometimes those players come good. Now, fortunately, Jota and Bobb have had a really good weekend. They could have had a bad weekend. That wouldn't have made them bad picks, though. That would have still meant they were probably in my team. In a way, I'm disappointed Bobb got an assist. I'm disappointed Jota scored that worldie because now everyone's going to have these players. Genuinely, there's a very good chance both would have been in my team if they hadn't have returned this week, those 2 players. Because that's the sorts of players I like, right? So if you do want to stuff a little bit different, then I like to think outside the box and give a bit more of an alternative view. And if you like that sort of stuff, then subscribe and like and comment and all that jazz. But if you don't, then there are so many other good resources to use that will maybe provide you with brilliant data or accurate AI ratings of who you should pick. And there's amazing models out there that will tell you how to play FPL. Those models aren't necessarily for me, but I'm nothing against them. Heck, those models probably get better ranks than I do. But I will give you, I guess, my gut call, which isn't just taken out of thin air. Like all my football opinions are taken pretty much from watching games. I know I should do way more in data. And since I've been working with Fantasy Football Scout, I've realized that data becomes so important, and I've started to use data more in my scouting. I'm still only 10% data, 90% eye test though. But that 10% is important because historically I was probably 2%. And the data on Scout is amazing. And Scout's not just good for data. Scout will give you eye test reports, and the team news and all that is so valuable. So yeah, look, in a roundabout way, what I'm saying is, if you want to back a guy that watches a ton of football and has footballing opinions that sometimes or usually or should translate to FPL, then I should be hopefully one of the YouTubers you like. If you want a YouTuber that's going to provide you with tons of data, I'm probably not that guy. But I am trying to incorporate more and more data into my videos because I know it backs up my points and I know it gives you guys a little bit more of a rounded view. So guys, thank you. And yeah, it's awesome to hear praise like that. And if you want to show your praise but want to support the channel, then yeah, that's awesome with your comments. Thank you. Bobb and Smith Rowe will get green arrows. Yeah, Smith Rowe's another player. Like as soon as when he was linked with Fulham, I was like, if he goes Fulham, I'm going to buy him. Now, you can only have so many gut shot picks. You can only have so many budget mids. So whilst I love Minty at Brighton and I love Smith Rowe at Fulham, I guess I'm going Bobb. Saves me 0.5, and I think he's a slightly better option. Thoughts on Leon Bailey? Yeah, I mean, Bailey's wicked. He was in my second draft. But I think loads of players are good. I like the players that catch the eye, like Smith Rowe, like Bailey. It doesn't always mean they're the best assets. Morgan Rogers is probably a better pick, you know? Jota, Trent, and Salah is some triple Liverpool. I don't dislike it. It's just a lot of money. But 2 of the 3, I'd say. And I won't tell you which 2 because all 3 are brilliant options. I've got Jota, Trent, and Quansah, a lot less spend. Best City defender, probably to start the season. I like Akanji. If I'm not going Guardiola, he's 5.5. Akanji gets the minutes. I like Akanji. Guys, let me whistle through because this is dubbed this show, and I'm going to answer loads more questions in a minute. But this was all about preseason roundup. So the Liverpool lineup, this could very easily be the Liverpool lineup that starts game week 1. We can see it on screen. The Arsenal lineup could be the same, although I think Trossard versus Martinelli is a big discussion point. Preseason report: City have been amazing as always. Not as good as City should be, but they've been good. Bobb is absolutely here for game week 1. And I think if he plays well, he'll just keep his spot. Bernardo Silva and Foden can eat into Bobb minutes, but I think they'll get most of their minutes central. Now, Gvardiol, not as good an asset if Rico Lewis is playing right back, and Haaland still 5 goals pre-season. Newcastle, Livramento and Hall, great picks. Livramento's only a great pick, though, if Trippier leaves. If Trippier stays, Hall's the better option. Burns' minutes have all been at centre-back. Murphy's looked brilliant for goals, but probably a transfer out waiting to happen. Gordon got the minutes and a goal. Gordon home for Southampton's a lovely fixture. Isak's clearly one of the best picks in the game. Spurs, the double up is on for me. Leicester away, Everton at home. 2 fixtures where I think Spurs could score 3 goals. If they do that, I want Son and Solanke. So both are in my team. Son allows me to move to any other midfielder in the game other than Palmer and Salah. Porro, couple of goals in pre-season, but they just won't get the clean sheets. I don't think they'll get the clean sheet, Spurs. That slightly concerns me if I'm buying a Porro. You just don't get that clean sheet guarantee, do you? Like, I think most will agree. Spurs will just play to outscore teams. Brighton, I only have Barco, who's the best 4 million option. Even if they sign a left back, the guy they've been linked to from Turkey can play right back. He can play centre mid. Barco's on set pieces. Great option. So is Minte and João Pedro. Minte and João Pedro, both 5.5 million. There's goals in the Brighton team, but more than what we saw under De Zerbi, there's clean sheets in the Brighton team. I like Barco. Why am I so confident on Son with Solanke? I guess I just like it. I guess I just like it early on. I just like the fixtures. I think Leicester away is a brilliant fixture for Spurs. Leicester haven't looked good pre-season. Guys, Leicester are worse this season than they were last. They've got a worse manager. They've not got many better players, and they've lost Dewsbury Hall. Leicester are worse than they were in the Championship. Spurs could put big scores. Henning says, exactly like you say, Gianni, you quite often go against the algos. I did the analysis of this week. Totally fine. Adds value to the human touch. Algo's not that good early on. Well, I don't know. The algo's clearly brilliant. But yeah. Another clean sheet for Arsenal today. Absolutely. Thanks, Gwen. Yeah, Gwen says, do get subscribing and like the channel. Yeah, I'd like that. I'd like you to. Aston Villa have lost most of their games pre-season. Watkins is injured, guys. He ain't around. I think he's injured. Chelsea, well, they're just not the most reliable, are they? I still think Nkunku's a good pick. If you want to go to a Chelsea defender, personally, I wouldn't, but Gusto at 4.5 could be good. By the way, Nkunku was so close to an amazing equaliser today. Overhead kick, brilliant save from, I think it's Jan Sommer in goal for Inter today. But it was a Gusto cross, cleared by the Inter defender, only as far as the edge of the 18. And Nkunku goes up for a bicycle kick, going bottom corner. It looked brilliant. Nkunku's special. Nkunku is a special player. He's a lock for me. And then Arsenal, like, it's clean sheets galore. You're going to get clean sheets galore from Arsenal. Now, if you're put off by the Arsenal fixtures in the first 5, do consider that in the first 3, there's 2 clean sheets there. It's home games against Brighton. It's home games against Wolves. Though Arsenal just keep clean sheets. And I do look at my team and think, oh, is there a way I should get an Arsenal defender in? But I'm just going Trent over them because I think the upside's there. It is 1 million more, though. You could, for example, go no Trent, Saliba, and save 1 million. And I guess that's something I've got to consider in my head, especially knowing I'm going to have Quansah. But I think Liverpool are about to keep a ton of clean sheets too. Liverpool could just go and keep a load of clean sheets because under Slot, the way Liverpool are playing, it's all about control. They conceded today to Sevilla, but it's not the end-to-end rock and roll football you saw under Klopp. You're going to see fewer shots on target and maybe fewer goals in terms of Salah's output. They'll still be very good in attack. Sorry to cough down the mic. But you are going to see more clean sheets with this Liverpool, which is why I think Quansah, along with Trent, is a really nice pick. Oh, thanks, CH. Guys, do we have Arsenal defenders? Let's just see. Do we have Arsenal's defence covered? Do you own an Arsenal defender, Arsenal goalkeeper, or defender? I'm a bit scared about this one because I don't, and I think you're all going to tell me you do. Is Quansah nailed for game week 1? I'd suggest he starts yet. I don't know about beyond that. He could have a bad game when Konate comes in, but at the moment, Quansah's going to start. He played alongside Van Dijk today. That's telling. That's really telling for me. In terms of Liverpool, it is worth noting they do have another game today that's about to kick off, I think at 5 o'clock against Las Palmas. Now, that game comes with a lot of second stringers, but also Robertson starts, Bradley starts, Endo starts, Elliott will play number 10. It's 2 teams, right? Now in there, Konate does start. But it does look like a second string with Robbo. And maybe Darwin, and maybe Gakpo. But I think it's Jota's shirt to lose. It's Jota's shirt to lose. This is awesome, guys, to have so many of you in. I'm absolutely buzzing with this. I wasn't planning on doing a live today. I was going to do a pre-recorded pre-season roundup, and I thought, no, it's so much fun doing them live. I know I won't get the catch-up views, but it's just wicked interacting, especially when so much is going on. I thought, do it during the second half of Chelsea, do it during the second half of Palace, and during the Liverpool second game, and there'll be loads of stuff and reasons to watch in the chat. So appreciate you watching. Lalex Robertson is nailed. You'd think he's nailed. Tsimikas has had a very good pre-season and Robertson's been injured. But you'd think Robbo comes in to take the spot. Maybe not game week 1, but certainly by 2 or 3. And everyone's saying, the lurkers. What about the lurkers? Honestly, 50% of you watching, genuinely, 50% of you watching aren't subscribed. So if you want to hit that button, that would mean a lot. I want to get to 20k. I don't know if you can help me get there. Also, only a fifth of you have hit the like button. So again, if you fancy doing that, thank you for joining the channel. And thank you for watching. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a pre-season roundup. I'm answering as many questions as I can. Appreciate, as always, your support. So thank you, guys. Where should we go to next? Where should we? You guys tell me. You guys tell me. Not yet, Gabriel's. I think Calafiori's first minutes will actually come at left back. Guys, look at the bottom of this slide. I did a thread this morning on Twitter, got to Liverpool, and I said, oh, I can't do a pre-season roundup for Liverpool until they've played. Now, they played, and the headline was Jota. Szoboszlai, though, so good, playing in the number 10. Both are very, very good. Both are very, very good. I'd love to get to 20k subs. Is it possible? It's not possible today. I'm a couple of hundred off. It's possible by Friday, though, right? I hope so. Let's see. Let's see. Surprise, Mr. Petici allowed. She's just looking at me through the glass. She's outside with my daughter playing in the garden. This room backs into the garden, which is nice. I can't actually see them unless they come up against the window. Fulham have bid 20 million for Anderson. No chance. Got to spend more than that. Solanke is a must. Big score game week 1. Guys, I can't wait to show you my game week 1 team. Cannot wait to show you my game week 1 team. I'm going to show you my game week 1 team tomorrow on this channel. Expect a video dropping by midday. It's going to take a while to edit, and I need to think about where I'm going. And as discussed, it will be 2 of Eze, Gordon, Jota. And I think from my game week 1 team that I make tomorrow, I reckon I'm 90% locked. There'll be a couple of... If I go Eze instead of Gordon, I can have 2 4.5 goalkeepers. Guys, who do you think the best 4.5 goalkeeper is? Is it, for me, it's Henderson just. Oh, Arsenal goalkeeper defender. Yeah, 50-50. 50% of you won't own an Arsenal goalkeeper or defender. Well, look, let's end that poll and do the best 4.5. Guys, will you get your suggestions in the chat? Who is the best 4.5? Just drop the name of the goalkeeper you think is the best 4.5. Because I'm going to say, I think Sels. I don't rate him as a player, but he's starting for Forest. Henderson. Sanchez, obviously, now. He started again today for Chelsea. And then I think Flecken's going to be popular. A few are saying Verbruggen. Verbruggen's injured, isn't he? It's Steele. Yeah. Okay, we'll do a poll with Sels, Henderson, Sanchez. It's Sarr, 4.5. The fixtures are so bad, though, for Wolves. Guys, get voting. Get voting. I've done 4. Sales or sales. Areola is an option. Yeah, it's a good point about the 1 and 2. If you go Henderson, there is a third choice keeper at Palace, Matthews, who could become number 2 because Sam Johnson is probably leaving. He's linked with a move away. Fruit Plug, just go 5 million plus keeper. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. You got to find the money from somewhere, though. He hasn't been confirmed in terms of verbals, but yeah, if you go after minutes, he's been getting them all pre-season. Miguel's been bought 6 for 8 Brazilian. He's not been starting, Miguel. What has happened to my screen? Weird. Can't see how many people are in. Oh, I've got to go on YouTube for that. Guys, I feel like we've done a very comprehensive roundup there. I do want to answer your questions. Yeah, I think a lot will go Hendo Matthews, you know. Some might say, oh, it blocks a Palace spot, but I can't see a world in which we want triple or 4 Palace players. Like 64% of you are saying Henderson is the best. Oh, Challenge Shot says, gonna win that PS5. Well, it's funny you say that because I am giving away a PS5 in game week 1. Like off the back of the weekend, one of you lot are going to win a PlayStation 5 if you enter my Pick'em League. Pick'em is all about predicting just the outcomes of 10 football matches. Who do you think wins in Man United versus Fulham? Man United, draw, or Fulham, you swipe left or right or leave it in the middle, and you do it for 10 games. It's that simple. It's free to join. It's no crypto, no gambling. Scan the QR code on screen, download Sleeper, and you'll go straight into my mini league. One of the people in my league will win a PS5 game week 1. And throughout the season, I'm going to be giving away PS5s. I'm going to be giving a £1,000 voucher for the winner of the overall league. You play for 38 game weeks. And obviously, if you're in by game week 1, you've got a much better chance of winning that £1,000 throughout the season if you're playing game week 1, because your tally will accumulate up to 10 points available every week, predicting the outcomes of 10 football matches. It's that simple. Yeah, guys, thank you for challenge shots. Do go and check out Sleeper. So yeah, get your phone out now, scan the QR code, or there's just a link in the description. Oh, Chelsea have scored. Chelsea have scored. He's looked good pre-season, you know. It doesn't matter though, does it really? It's only pre-season, but still. Yeah, Leslie scored. It's easier than his surname, isn't it? Here we go. I bet all of you are right now doing your predictions on Pick'em, aren't you? Come on, Chelsea. Yeah, the Eze-Gordon debate is going to be massive. That's going to continue. Eze, I'm not convinced Gordon will start. Would be surprised if he's still. I don't think he's going Liverpool. I think that rumour's dimmed down a little bit. I think it's dimmed down a little bit. But yeah, maybe. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Guys, it's been so much fun chatting. I've got a super chat that's coming, which is from Taylor. Thank you so much, Taylor. Arsenal fan. I'm weirdly tempted by Zinchenko. He scored a banger. He did the other day. And he's definitely going to start. Yeah, I think he starts. It's risky, though, because you don't know how long he's in for. Personally, Taylor, game week 1 and 3 at home, you're good. But it does feel like a transfer out waiting to happen. But he's 5 million. I get it. You're probably going, I want an Arsenal defender. I've only got 5 million. Do I think he's a bad pick? No. Is he for me? No. If you really want an Arsenal defender or cover, find the extra to go Raya in goal, or just try and find the extra if you can. Go Saliba. Would be my advice there. I think you're going to be using a transfer very early on Zinchenko, mate. I love Zinchenko, but I don't think he's going to be a perma play, is he? He's going to be in for specific fixtures, often at home against easy teams, which is good because that's when he'll get clean sheets. But you ideally, if you're spending 5 million, want someone you can play every week. Also, he'll get subbed on a lot as well for the games he doesn't play. Those one-pointers. Yeah, Palace poor. That's interesting you say that, Mark. Interesting that. Does turn me off Eze a little bit. There's more goals in the new... Look, Palace will be a lot better when Mateta is back. And Mateta could be back by game week 1. It is worth noting. I don't know if he's going to get a break after the Olympics or not. So, yeah. We've got to monitor that, haven't we? Definitely got to monitor that. Can we justify Salah's price? I think we can. I don't care about preseason returns, really. It's how he's looked, how he's played. And Liverpool are looking good. They've clicked. He's looking good. I think we can. I don't mind that at all, mate. Really, really don't. I think Salah's still a very good pick. He could very easily score a hat-trick against Ipswich. It's Mo Salah, but yeah. Mateta or Solanke from game week 2. Look, we'll worry about that in game week 2, but Solanke in game week 2 is a great fixture at home to Everton. And Solanke's going to start game week 1, guys. He really is. Let me do one last plug, guys, just because I've not mentioned it. And I've got so many channel members in. If you want to be a channel member and join the WhatsApp group, you absolutely can by just clicking the word join below this video. You can also be a squad member, but all channel members' comments are brought up in the lives, but they're answered in the comments to my videos at any time. If you've got a question about your team and you're a channel member, you'll get an answer to any of my videos. Just comment. And I'll be there with a response. So that is one of the perks of being a channel member. Of course, extra content too. Just FYI there, guys. Thank you. I'm going to love you and leave you. I will be back, though, with more lives throughout the week. I'll be back with a team selection video tonight dropping on this channel. Yeah, tonight. We're going to go live or do a pre-recorded. I've not worked it out. Maybe at 8 o'clock or in between 8 and 9. You'll either get a live from me or a video drop of a team selection from a former Premier League player, yeah, who finished 145th in FPL last year. Little secret there. Watch out for that. If you don't want to miss that video, click the subscribe button with the notification bell right now. But we're going to be speaking to former Premier League footballer. He's played against Ronaldo and Beckham. He taught Ivan Toney how to take his penalties. And he finished 145, 145th at FPL last year. On this channel later, we're either going to go live or we're going to do a pre-recorded video that will be dropping around 9 o'clock tonight. Don't miss that. Honestly, it's going to be loads of fun. Guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.